Welcome to Temple Builders Carpentry. Temple Builders, we problem solvers. Temple Builders, safety first. Okay, Temple Builders, today we're talking about having a dedication to mastery, okay? That's why you want to be very careful on what career path that you take. Now let's look at our whiteboard right here. I looked up the word, I just did a simple Google search of the word tenacity, okay? And so this is what popped up. Courage, mettle, spirit, resolution, tenacity. I like that word. It rolls off your tongue, okay? I really like that word. So tenacity means the mental or moral strength to resist opposition, danger, or hardship. All right? Now, all this is relevant when it comes down to dedication to mastery, okay? As you learning carpentry or whatever career path that you decide to take, you're going to have hardship, okay? Because there's a learning curve to mastering your particular trade. No matter if it's a doctor, a lawyer, carpenter, electrician, plumber, whatever it may be, okay? You need to have a dedication to that because you chose that career path. So you should want to represent it in the best fashion, okay? Now, that's why you want to love what you do, because you're going to be doing it repetitiously. Now, this guy right here, name is Malcolm Gladwell, okay? You can look him up. That's why I got his name right here, okay? And I heard about this rule right here, which is called the 10,000 hour rule, okay? This guy did a study, or he wrote a book, called Outliers, I believe. And in that book, it talks about that they studied and they researched these experts, and they found out that you need approximately 10,000 hours to master a trade or to become an expert in a certain field, okay? At least 10,000 hours, okay? And he talks about Mozart, okay? Had practice for about 10,000 hours before he composed, a masterpiece. And that 10,000 hours corresponds to about 10 years, okay? So he also speaks about point guards in the NBA, how in order to be a point guard in the NBA, you have to be have played point guard for about 10 years. Okay, like I said, that adds up to about your 10,000 hours. Okay, he talks about the Beatles. Okay, and he goes on and on. Okay, he talks about chess players being played for about 10,000 hours before they can become an expert. So I believe there's some relevance to this 10,000 hour rule. Okay, because for me, starting from community college all the way until I created Temple Builders, it took about 10 years before the light bulb clicked with carpentry for me, okay? That's why I say you got to love what you do. Now, I did a little simple Google search on construction workers, right? The IQ. IQ means intelligent quotient. It says the average IQ of construction workers is approximately 95 to 110, okay? Now, if you have problem with math, you have problem with reading your tape measure, okay, I want to say that you have to do this repetitiously. You might be able to start off slow. Might be able to start off slow. If you start off slow, okay, that's fine. Be patient with yourself, okay? Because as we can see right here, another thing with this guy, Malcolm Gladwell, talks about is natural talent and practice, okay? He seems to put more weight or more relevance on practice, okay? The more you practice, the better you get, okay? regardless of natural talent. Me personally, I believe natural talent does help, but the major deciding factor is practice. All right, now we're talking about having a dedication to mastery. Now, I got 4 ways that you can learn: visual, auditory, that's hearing. Okay, visually, when I first started carpentry, I would comb through YouTube, looking at all the carpenters that I can find in YouTube, combing and searching and soaking up knowledge like a sponge off YouTube, as well as going to class at the community college for building science. Okay, auditory, you can hear this knowledge. Reading and writing. Okay, you definitely have to read books on your craft. Kinesthetic, which basically is hands-on. Now, I know some of you don't like to read, right? I don't like to read too much neither. Well, I didn't used to, but now I like to read pretty much. Look at this book right here. IBC, International Building Code. Okay, this is from 2009, needs to be updated. But this is a book that you definitely gonna have to keep on your shelf. Let me look at this other one. International Residential Code. Okay, this is from 2006. Get you an updated one. Okay. Before I go through these book reviews, keep on going. Let me talk about this other word right here. I want to say, because of these 2 words right here, neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, I believe you can increase your IQ. Because let me explain what these words mean. Neuroplasticity or brain plasticity is the ability of neural networks in the brain to change through growth and reorganization. Okay, it is when the brain is rewired to function differently. Okay, so neuroplasticity, with repetition and learning in certain particular ways, you can rewire your brain. And look at this, neurogenesis. You hear the word genesis, right? Got to be the start of something, the beginning of something. So neurogenesis, the growth and development of nervous tissue. Okay. So if you wanted to, you can look into these different words. Okay. So I believe through studies of like this right here, neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, you can increase your intelligence. Okay. And what I want to also say, oh yeah, I had a comment, okay, in the comment section, and it talks about how they had someone build their deck for them, right? But they used the wrong fastener, or they used the wrong nails. They used sinkers instead of protected nails or protected fasteners or galvanized, okay, or stainless steel. They use sinkers or either commons, okay, which we know is going to rust faster. So what I replied to them was that, okay, you can be a good carpenter, right? I done ran across a good carpenter, and I done worked up under that carpenter, right? But they didn't know everything. And I was explaining to this guy that wrote the comment that these are minute details, okay? These minute details, some carpenters would not be aware of because what I believe they just had on the job training. Okay, that's fine to have on the job training. You need on the job training, no doubt. However, you need to further your education too, because who you getting trained up under, they might not know the whole 360 of it all. You see what I'm talking about? They might not know everything, okay? Because I know the guy who I was working up under, he used sinkers building the deck, right? So that's why you need to have your books. Look at this. This is a nice book right here. I'm reading this book. This book is by Asby Brown, the genius of Japanese carpentry. I really like this. A lot of these ancient techniques use interlocking joints where they don't even use nails. Okay, that's one of the books. There's another book. Look right here, construction material methods and techniques. Now, I'm showing y'all this because I want you to build up your library. Okay, so that what I'm telling you is that, yeah, you might know a little section about something, okay, more than your contractor or your journeyman carpenter. Now I don't know if you should say anything about this because I don't know if y'all read a book called 48 Laws of Power, and it talks about never outshine the master. Okay. Now, if you working up under a guy that has 10, 20, 40 years of experience, but you're also reading books, I'm going to leave that up to you to whether you should try to correct that guy or not about what he's doing. A lot of these contractors don't take that kindly. And you can probably start to get some hate from that, from your contractor. So that's why I go back to the 48 Laws of Power. Never outshine the master. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff that contractor can teach you. Okay, you might want to be quiet when you're reading your book and getting this extra information that he might not could show you or teach you. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, look at this book right here, mathematics for carpentry and the construction trade. Okay, right here, the very efficient carpenter. Okay, Larry Hahn. I bought this book as well. Okay, Larry is a great carpenter. See him up there on that roof. He look real comfortable, don't he? Also, got this book right here. This is my favorite book on carpentry by Leonard Cole. Okay, you can see how rough. It was brand new when I first bought it. Okay, been reading this book for I know at least 10 years. The nature and properties of soil. Okay, you gotta know what type of soil you're using before you start building, right? And I'm gonna show y'all a simple soil test you can do with a mason jar, refrigeration, air conditioning technology. Okay, I try to know a little bit about the outside trades. Okay, what I call the outside trades, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, because that helps me. That helps me in my we got a phone ringing. Hold on. But that helps me in my trade so I can get around, okay? Because recently I had to rebuild an exterior wall. It had electrical in it, and so I had to disconnect the electrical. All right. House wiring. Boom. All right. So I think I done held y'all long enough. So this is on having a dedication to mastery. All right, so think about it now. Whether or not you believe in the 10,000 hour rule or not, you're going to have to put in hours, and a lot of them, okay? So like, subscribe, become my apprentice. Also, if you want to donate to Temple Builders, the Cash App is in the description box. Temple Builders.